everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello! Or should I say good day? Welcome back to the Lost Archives for our 100th episode of Curse of Strahd, the premier horror Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We are dressed appropriately, as is befitting men of dignity, men of means, and men of 100 sessions, such as ourselves. More importantly, we are joined by a very, very good friend and cast member who has been absent for some time, who technically has not been here for 100 sessions, and I wonder, should we mayhaps dress him down as a result, has rejoining us. Welcome back. It is wonderful to have you joining us once more, and welcome back. It's been way too long. 6 months. That's crazy. That's just nuts.
Pleasure to be back. Finally getting back to a bit more normal activities. As far as dressing up in a suit with a cigar I'm not smoking with 6 other guys pretending to be a bay bear goes, pretty normal, yeah.
And are you wearing pants? And what pants are you wearing?
That will be a mystery that only gets covered in the After Dark special of the Lost Archives.
Okay, fair. That sounds pretty good.
To be fair, it is After Dark, has.
That's true. Yeah, he's got you. He's got you.
Campaign.
Darker.
He's got you. Darker, okay. Well, we will try and deliver the darkness this session, although I suspect it's going to be a session full of mirth and revelry now that Theo has rejoined us. In terms of other fun announcements, I just want to say massive thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us, and for joining us for our 100th episode of Curse of Strahd. It is a pleasure and a delight to have you here. We've had so much fun. It's not ending tonight. It's just really exciting that we got to 100 episodes and 100 sessions. So really, really excited to see where we go. We are drawing to the final sort of few chapters of the campaign, though. I think that's been obvious for a while that we're starting to explore most of the locations Ravenloft has to offer, which is really exciting and also really sad. Once we finish up Curse of Strahd, we will be taking a very, very short hiatus and then jumping back in with a new campaign. I have some options on the table that we can explore, including the potential to do a university campaign at the Unseen University where you will play students and do like a short form Strixhaven style campaign at the Unseen University. I thought that could be kind of fun. So we'll keep you posted on what we want to do with that. That could be very, very entertaining. Other fun news, we've already had Advantage redeemed in the Twitch chat. You've got Advantage for tonight, Has, from Obscenities. Please enjoy and use it responsibly. Very, very exciting. And we leveled up at the end of last session. So if you have not leveled your character up to level 10, feel free to do it now. We'll do a little bit of a recap, do a bit of an intro session with Has to catch up and see where Theo's been for the last little bit, and then we'll jump into the session. Any other fun news or announcements or things to share before we start the session?
Mostly just that Maisie Peters is getting to go on tour with Ed Sheeran again for a time. So it's going to be good. Get excited.
And if I sprint away for a second, it's just because the baby's crying.
That's fair. I'll do a recap.
I hear Maisie Peters is very soothing music for young children.
I have not heard that. I've heard the opposite, actually.
Well, you don't have children, so shut up.
He's got you there.
Got me there. Alrighty, let's do our recap. Let's jump into the session without any further ado. Session 100. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, and new allies Blood and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have travelled north to hunt down the werewolves of the nearby Svarlich Woods as part of a deal struck with Strahd. Traversing the dangerous dark waters of Lake Zarevich, the team have crossed into the northern woods, tracking down missing children suspected to have been abducted by the werewolf packs. Crossing the waves had also put the team on a collision course with Sergei, who had warned the team that they would face dire consequences for the decision to ally with Strahd. With this warning ringing in their ears, and time of the essence, they quickly crossed through the dense woodland, following the map markings by Madame Ava. Soon, the group found themselves emerging into a clearing, a woman sobbing over an eviscerated corpse before them. Approaching the distraught figure, the team soon learned her name was Zuleika, and the corpse in front of her was her mate Emil, who had been murdered by the current pack leader Kirill. It soon emerged that there had been a power struggle in the pack, the wolves now following this vicious werewolf Kirill, who owed his allegiance to Sergei, the children taken to create an army of werewolves. Forging an uneasy alliance with Zuleika, the team followed her to the den, planning to infiltrate and take out Kirill and his loyalists to allow Zuleika to then claim leadership. While their new werewolf ally drew the outer guards away from the cave mouth, the team attempted to sneak inside. However, a moment of poor luck revealed them to the two remaining sentries. With the scouts now alerted to the presence of the team, the party were forced into combat, a series of rapid shots from Tithla, locking the scouts down and allowing the rest of the team to deal some heavy damage. The sounds of battle, though, quickly echoed through the cave network, drawing a pack of wolves led by an older werewolf to the mouth of the cavern, running past Killian, who at this stage was still hiding and invisible. With the wolves initially cautious about attacking, an intimidating shout from Blood giving them pause, soon they turned to the other party members, biting and dragging them to the ground. With the wolves then falling to brutal attacks of the party and the particularly accurate arrows firing from Tithla's bow, the older werewolf guiding them began to grow frenzied, calling out in anguish about his pups being killed. His cries were soon silenced, along with almost all of the remaining wolves, Blood, Axel and Killian rushing ahead to try and prevent any further ambushes from deeper in the cave. Styx at this stage was a little suspicious of the situation and used a command spell to order the last wolf to revert, the wolf suddenly twisting and warping into the form of a young child. This revelation left Tithla, Jonor and Styx stunned, looking down at the feral kid in horror as they realised the awful truth behind the wolves. Meanwhile, Blood, Axel and Killian were locked into combat with more werewolves deeper in the den, soon finding themselves beginning to be overrun by the lupine forms emerging from side tunnels nearby. With the leader of the werewolves returning to the den, revealing that this entire setup had been a trap for the party, Kirill goaded the team before ordering his pack to tear them apart. Jonor, however, had seen glimpses of this event through his divination magic, using an empowered charm to befuddle Kirill and direct him to order his other werewolves away. With Kirill now outside, split from his pack, and away from prying eyes at the back of the cavern, the team questioned him briefly before Tithla shot him in the back after he confirmed he was working on Sergei's orders. Alone and surrounded, Kirill soon succumbed to the onslaught of attacks from the party, the final blow dealt by Killian's eldritch blasts. However, it seems Sergei still had one more card to play concerning the werewolves, the corpse of Kirill soon reanimating under control of the Lich, offering a deal for the party to walk away from this conflict. While Styx and Jonor tried to manipulate Sergei into revealing some information they could use against both him and Strahd, Blood found himself drawn to the statue of the wolf at the back of the cave. Communing with some wolf-like entity responsible for the werewolf transformations, Blood soon found himself undergoing a similar transformation, after agreeing to a pact with Lycagon, Sergei's death the price of this power. Sergei had also been stalling for time, using this opportunity to contact the remaining werewolves and bring them in to attack, the party once again falling into combat. Despite their exhausted state, the group was soon able to overcome Sergei, destroying and burning Kirill's body to break the connection. With Blood standing over the corpse and growling menacingly, the remaining wolves backed down, Zuleika soon rushing in from the cave mouth. While the rest of the team spoke with Zuleika, learning that she planned to take the pack north to the foothills of Mount Baratok and make a new den in the shadow of the Mad Mage's cavern, Tithla stumbled across a small wolf hiding in the back of the cavern. Realizing it was one of the children, Tithla quickly worked to care for its paw before going through a list of names until she reached Iris. With the child unable to yet turn back, we left off last session as Tithla and Iris began to make their way back toward the cave mouth. Now we're actually going to jump not in with the main party, obviously, because there is a person we need to quickly check up on. Theo. For the past 4 nights, you have been split from your companions and your friends, having chosen to stay behind in the village of Barovia to help defend from waves of undead attacking the town. You had some help from a companion that you'd met during your travels through Barovia, Sen, a shifter who was quite handy, a bit of a rogue-like person, handy with knives and a short bow. And the two of you had been helping organize the town's defenses. Sen seemingly sticking around not so much because she cared about the people, but more worried about leaving you behind in this situation. I believe your motivation at the time was more to help make sure the town was defended. I think seeing the plight of the people of Barovia, you did feel sorry for them, feel sorry for their situation. The first 2 or 3 nights was a buzz of activity, trying desperately to build barricades, setting up archers' nests on top of the buildings, creating kill boxes within the streets and having to evacuate homes and houses, going through systematically to make sure that there were no undead within the walls that you had been helping erect. Could I get you to roll me, please? I'm going to say a survival check to see how well you go about organizing the defenses and encouraging the people of Barovia. And then I'd also like a D100 for a percentile dice.
That is a rubbish roll.
28 for survival is not rubbish.
I forgot what system I was playing. That is a good roll.
Were you thinking that was for Pathfinder?
I did, yeah.
Nah, we're 5th edition, baby. In Avatar, that would have been almost 3 times the maximum dice roll you can get. So I guess it's all perspective. 28 for survival. Yeah, Theo, despite not having any kind of background or military experience in setting up and maintaining defensive barricades, what you do have a lot of knowledge of is snares and traps and understanding how wild animals work in the woods and in the wilds. And using that knowledge, using that experience, you're able to construct a series of very, very intricate and carefully set up traps to slow down the waves of undead, keep them locked down, and then allow the archers that you've set up on these roofs and helped train to rain down fire arrows on top of them. Is there anything else that you'd be doing as part of the defense? Anything that Theo would kind of focus on? You succeed, it's a 28. So just tell us what you'd like to do.
I mean, they're undead. They're not known for their intelligence in and of themselves. So probably setting up ditch traps for them to fall, and basically anything to slow them down, and basically force them to use their own wave after wave of undead corpses to bridge these small gaps to get to critical targets.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so probably that, and then whatever oil the town has, I'd make particular note to raid that shop with that particularly brawny shopkeeper.
Piddlewick, I think his name was. Let me double check, but I think it was Piddlewick from memory.
I will go to Piddledick, get his oil.
Yes, sure.
And then basically just at each key location, just set up big oil traps. So if it gets overrun, we nuke the area. It all goes up. Everyone abandons it. Undead fry. We move to the next one, and we just shuffle back, getting to progressively more and more key locations.
That makes perfect sense. This person's name is even worse. It's Parrywimple, the really big guy. Yes. Actually worse than Piddledick somehow.
To be fair, at this point, I think I'd bury the hash and get Parrywimple's help because the man can hit.
Oh, yeah. In terms of oil, oil's not in huge supply in the town, but I'm going to say that you do notice that a number of the trees, some of their sap, when mixed with a bit of water and with the oil, actually can help stretch that oil. The sap is also quite flammable when it's been cooked and refined a bit, so you're able to create your own flammable, almost like a pitch, right? Like tar or pitch, but using the sap and refining it down, mixing it with charcoal.
Politely ask them for it.
Their blood.
May I please have some blood? Yeah.
Please, sir, I want some more.
1, give me the blood. 2, where's the blood?
So yeah, with that, yeah, 100%. On the 4th day, you're beginning to grow concerned about your companions. You know that they left to head for the Arginvost's Holt, the large castle, having departed from Barovia. And one of the things you've been keeping an eye on is the castle itself, looking for signs of maybe something happening, maybe changes that might indicate danger on its way. Despite the waves of undead, no help has come from Barovia's leader, from Barovia's count. but you can see that there are soldiers beginning to mass behind the walls of the castle. Soldiers with pale skin, red eyes, and bleeding wounds on their neck. It seems that Strahd has called forth quite a large amount of vampire spawn, none of them being sent to assist the town, but all of them being armed and prepared behind the walls of his castle.
Anything from Grinner? Because, I mean, I'd say a fairly big reason Theo would be down in that town at all, because Grinner was banging on about how it needs defense and how Strahd
Grinner's there with you. Yep.
Oh, good.
Grinner stays with you the whole time. Part of the agreement was that Grinner would be there to help defend the town as well. That was the help Strahd was sending. So Grinner has been with you this whole time. The townsfolk are obviously extremely wary of Grinner, not really trusting him, not wanting to be too near him. Grinner has been spending most of his nights kipping out in one of the barns that's kind of been left, needing to be invited into residencies. That invitation...
I'm sure there's plenty of night watches that he could fall asleep on to find around the place.
Yeah. But Grinner's been helping you out, helping organize the town's defense, helping to train up a bit of a militia. And anytime you ask Grinner about this, Grinner has no clue. He's like, I don't know anything about that. I don't know why they're building up an army. That's not something that Strahd spoke to me about. Not something that we spoke of.
One brief moment, maybe swap to
Go.
other team. I'll be back in just a minute.
I will. Easy done. As Theo disappears, what a cunt. As Theo disappears, Tithla, let's jump. Actually, no. Tithla, we'll jump back to you later. Sorry, Jacob.
Okay.
I've realized the perfect way to introduce Theo is because you're already heading to the mouth of the cave with that child. Don't worry, we'll get to you in a second. Styx, Jonor, Axel, Blood, Killian. The 5 of you are all still back in the cavern with the other werewolves and with Zuleika. With the body of Kirill burning on a pyre behind you, a hastily made pyre that Tithla put together. The corpse burning far quicker than you normally would expect, turning to ash and dust very, very quickly. As the rest of the werewolves begin to slink away, not many of them reverting from their hybrid forms. You had just finished speaking to Zuleika about their plans heading forwards, and their goal was to head up towards Mount Baratok and basically stay in wolf form for the next little bit, try and hide in the shadow of the Mad Mage's cavern. Is there anything you wanted to speak to Zuleika about? Anything you guys wanted to do while you're here? I believe you've already looted Kirill's body before you threw it on the fire, which resulted in quite a lot of gold in your pockets.
Yeah, I've added all that one to Jonor's inventory. No, that would be shared around. It'll be shared. We'll figure out the split later.
If I can jump in at that point real quick. Owen, first chance Tithla gets, she wants to try and steal that pouch back from Jonor.
Okay.
So
Sure.
you did choose to not take those items. It was
before she knew what was in there, and then you counted it out, and Tithla was like, "Great, I'm going to steal that back."
Well, fair enough. It's probably in his side pocket.
When that happens, if you distribute it before that, so be it. But that's what Tithla wants to do.
A lot more
It's good
people
to
to
know
steal
that
from.
Tithla's now keeping an eye out to steal from Jonor. Yeah, that makes sense. Are you back, Ash? Should we jump back in with you briefly?
Please, yes, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to help move him into his bed for the night, so hopefully he is down and I'm free to play.
Just give him the cigar. I find that quite calming. I'm ready to be a dad.
The whiskey would be the more helpful.
Oh yeah. There's a very funny video of me at my first Christmas. So like I'm just almost a year old, and it's like a family video. And as the thing pans past, you can see my uncle feeding me champagne, like literally pouring champagne down my mouth as like a barely not even a 1-year-old baby. And like we only realize this much later on. My uncle's not allowed to hold kids anymore.
It explains a lot, though.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. As Grinner helps you out, Grinner has no clue what's going on with the rest of these vampire spawn soldiers being amassed. Theo, if anything, he seems just as confused as you, almost a bit concerned. I've got to say, it's a bit concerning. I'm not... Nothing Strahd spoke to me about. I'm not...
Well,
do you think it's a sign of maybe something else to come? I know they were planning on taking on the werewolves. Do you reckon this is his next plan? He's going to go after Sergei next?
truthfully, Grinner, I think it's probably a sign that your boss is going to screw us all, as I thought he would. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and if they aren't coming down here to help, I can only assume they're going somewhere else to cause some kind of harm.
Well, look, honestly, Theo, I think we've kind of got this. We've got this under control, right? The last 2 nights, especially last night in particular, villagers, look, they're wet behind the ears, but they've been doing all right. I'm not unproud of what we've done here with these people. If you need to go warn the rest of the party, let them know what's been going on. I can keep an eye out tonight, and then, look, worst case, I get called back. I think this lot are pretty good. They're pretty ready to sort of handle anything else that comes their way. As long as it's zombies and skeletons, I think they'll be all right.
Well, they'll be all right, but this is nowhere to live. You can man a siege for, weeks, maybe months, but eventually something's got to give. We set it up to intentionally lose ground as the undead come in, but there's only so much ground
but there's an army up there that are planning on some sort of assault. I'm guessing it's not here, or he would have sent some down, right? Like, they're all there just doing fat all. I reckon this might be one of the last few nights of this siege. If we could get everyone all organised and set up our kill boxes, I think this is coming to a head. I've seen a few battles in my time, and this is sort of normally like a precursor to an attack or some sort of like countermeasure. Honestly, I think we're going to see some action soon.
Look, I am. All right,
you can always come back after. If you're worried about it, you can always come back after. But I probably think it's worth you going and warning the rest of them.
You're not wrong. And perhaps I'm too harsh with you, but look, I still mean it when I say I will find some way to fix you, whether you want to be or not. But I'll go take care of Sen for me. I will miss her.
Oh, well, you're only going to be gone for like a day or so, right?
I mean, it could be a day. That day could feel like 6 months. Who knows?
All right. Well, fuck. All right, then. Well, we'll be at braced then if it's going to be 6 fucking months. Honestly, though, I think... it feels like it. Yeah, that's how it feels when I'm apart from you, Theo. It feels like every minute drags by. Yeah, it's a real struggle. All right, fuck off then. Go on.
All right. At that, Theo will... I imagine
how's my portrayal of Grinner, Raph? Is that okay?
Honestly, it's pretty schmicko, and the hat works so well.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, well, fuck off, mate.
Yeah, I imagine we were talking one of our little archers nests we set up, and I just run, jump, dive off there, and wild shape into my new brand spanking Bayon form.
As you assume the giant bear-like form, Theo, are we adding a flying speed to your Bayon?
That's on you.
I wasn't planning to. It's going to be like a massive bear. If you wanted to use the Firav, which you should be able to see there because it's shared with you anyway. You should be able to see that one. Let me know if you can't find it. FYRAV. That is a flying. You do have a flying speed on that bad boy. And then what we'll do is we use the Bayon as your like heavy mount attack. Firav's more like flying scouting.
I can also just go Giant Eagle.
You also can just go Giant Eagle, that's true.
I'll go Giant Eagle for now while I find the Firav.
Grinner hasn't seen you transform into a flying form before. This is the first time he's seen you do this. As you throw yourself off the building, you watch Grinner goes, oh, fuck, and like steps forward to try and catch you. As you then spin in the air, your fur sort of cascading down your head and shoulders suddenly transforming into feathers as your form twists in the air as you let out this piercing, screeching cry and take to the wing. Your wings, massive wings flapping up, giving you speed and lift as you fly high above the town, giving you an eagle's eye view of the inside of the courtyard of Castle Ravenloft, where you can see at least 40, maybe even 50 vampire spawn soldiers training. Mixture of men, women, humans, elves, half-elves, a few half-orcs and other races spattered in. It looks like a lot of these are adventurers that have been kept and saved for some sort of purpose. And you can see there's a mixture of people through the courtyard. Theo.
Could I roll a perception as I'm flying over to see if I see any of the... We're looking for like two different adventuring groups.
Yeah. You have advantage on this for your keen senses as well as a giant eagle, I believe. I think you have advantage on perception checks as a giant eagle, if I'm not mistaken. That's a natural 1 for the first one, so we'll take the second, which is a 15. That's much better. As you gaze down at the courtyard, looking through, you're pretty sure you can spy one of the people who matches the description. A dwarf standing towards the back of the group, dressed in ragged armor. You can see he has this shock of red hair that has been pulled back, and on his shield you can see a symbol of Torm. this very, very like a large fist symbol of Torm on his shield that you think very closely matches the description of Hjalmark's Spire Hand, one of the adventurers from the Twin Moons party. And you realize now that's one of the last members of the Twin Moons that you needed to track down. You think you might have found what the fate of most of them at this point, which is an achievement. Finding out the fate of each of the adventurers in each adventuring party. Twin Moons is an achievement. You have found the fate of Hjalmark's Spirehand, Polius Flincher, Fenric Sagesparks, and Honevash Seaspray. That is all 4 of the Twin Moons. Each of you.
Well done, everyone. Great
well
team
done,
effort.
everybody.
Well done.
It was. You found this all throughout each of you have located different stuff. It's a great team effort.
Sorry, I'm genuine ones.
All of you, it's very hard to tell. All of you gain an inspiration for this. You have an inspiration that you may use when and where you wish for uncovering the fate of all the adventurers. And there is an extra prize that we shall drop in the near future, an item-based prize that you shall locate as time goes on.
Oh, very fun.
Congratulations.
A loot box?
A loot box.
Like a rare candy sort of deal.
It's like you got the achievement, you click redeem, and then you get a little loot box dropped into your inventory at a time that makes sense in the future. Yeah, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. As you continue flying over, Theo, you don't really know where the party have gone. You do know that their plans... I mean, you do know their plans. Their plans were to go and head to the north and try and find the werewolves. So, like, you've got a rough idea of where you're headed as you fly out over the waters of Lake Zarovich, keeping to the air, riding the currents of wind. The large storm clouds coming from over Castle Ravenloft actually providing quite a bit of lift and thrust, allowing you to fly forwards with quite a lot of speed as you shoot forwards, riding these gusts of wind from the storm behind you. And before too long, with your perception check of 15, you spy a very, very obvious sign of werewolves. A large section of jagged rock rising from the woods, surrounded by other smaller hillocks. This has been carved into the shape, the entrance of the cave has been carved into the shape of a giant wolf's head. The stalagmites and stalactites forming the teeth of this wolf. It's at this point you're like, yeah, that's probably where I need to head. Seems a bit obvious, yeah. Sorry, I have to call out, we're just seeing in chat. Golem, Aasimar, and Styx narrating smut books is what we want for the Archives After Dark. I mean, we can organize this. If this is genuinely what you want, I will deliver this. If this is what you need, you tell me.
Imagine like 3 hours of Styx reading 50 Shades is...
I really felt like a woman for the first time as his hands raised traced the outline of my sexual thigh.
Oh, and that's far too good dialogue.
Yeah.
Shades.
I'm just making sure.
Sentence.
That's exactly right. Oh, I feel a bit warm. As you begin to make your way,
Sorry, I'm getting sexually excited.
I'm getting very aroused. As you dive down towards the ground, we're going to jump back in with Styx, Jonor, Axel, Blood, and
Can't be
Killian.
jumping back in after saying you're aroused.
Hello.
Let's jump back inside. Styx, Jonor, Axel, Blood, Killian. The 5 of you are still inside the cave, still inside the depths of the cavern. Zuleika, deep down. Zuleika there before you, no longer in her hybrid form, back in the humanoid form, with a very sort of ebony dark skin, raven hair, the large scar down the side of her face, this claw-like scar. Is there anything you guys wanted to do, anything you wanted to talk to her about before we jump back with Tithla? Yes, Axel is nodding.
It's got nothing to do with her, but
Right,
seeing Killian close to death as he stumbled to kind of sit down on the ground in the corner, I, using what remains of my shield, move over and slump down beside him and say, I thought that was it. I thought that was the end of the fight. I thought we had it. I thought this was the one we didn't walk away from. And then I just let my shield drop, and I've got like big slashes in my guts or something like that. I'm just bleeding out there, and I just start doing my meditation into my shield as I start to mend that shield out from what is essentially splinters, or fraying of what is left of that shield.
Has you missed this, but that's the closest we've gotten to a TPK, I think, in the werewolf fight, was back-to-back werewolf fights with no rest after taking on like a giant anglerfish. It was pretty bad.
Nice. And everyone's still standing?
Standing's...
Sticks went down.
Sticks went down?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it was
down.
close.
I was on 2 hit points at the end of it. I'm now on 10 because of the level up.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
enough.
that was a pretty... That's probably the closest that we've gotten to death since I joined the group. That was not pleasant at all. Oh, and I'm unintentionally, because of the level up, I have 2 third level spell slots now. Normal ones, other than packed ones. I am going to cast one of my new spells, which is Mass Healing Word on everybody within 60 feet of me.
Fantastic. Does that include the werewolves? Up to you. Your choice.
Up to 6 creatures, so it'll be
No,
everybody
does not include
but,
the werewolves.
Yeah, everybody but Tithla, because Tifla's not there. So I will heal Lady Werewolf as well.
Oh, cool.
Zuleika does have a few cuts and scrapes. You can see that the part on her left-hand side where her ear is... on the right-hand side where there's a earring, the left one's been torn off. There's like a gaping wound where her ear had been partially pulled apart. Looks like her fight outside with the scouts had not gone super well. She'd managed to get them away, but had taken a bit of damage herself. So she's very grateful for that healing. So 10 hit points. That is fantastic.
I can heal the wound. Yes, 2024 mass healing word is 2d4 plus mod rather than 1d4. So
it's good. Yeah, it's better.
It's better.
Yeah, because that was one of the problems with mass healing word, is that it was pretty underpowered. Like you were almost better off waiting for mass cure wounds, to be perfectly honest. And then getting everyone to huddle around you as you go, bah! Just like slap it into everyone at once. Line them all up and then, bah, 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 bah. Yeah, just do like a line, slap in the faces as you go down. Perfect. Anything else you guys want to do?
I can't heal up any lost pieces of you, but I can heal up any wounds that anybody's taken. I'd like to have a nap now, though, please.
Blood will keep watch. Look around, Cavan. Yeah, Blood would just like to look around at like any of the rooms that we haven't really looked at, just to sort of clear and make safe the area, to make sure there isn't, any other foes or enemies that are hiding around.
That's probably a good thing. You are wearing protection.
Yes.
But I also ask that I make an insight check on Blood. After that battle, I've seen something change in my companion, and I have concern about what that has done to him. So in this moment, I'm like, is this still my friend that I've been traveling with?
Oh.
Yeah, Jonor's right on that one as well, seeing him turn part wolf. So I'm headed that way as well.
Do you guys want to... would you talk about this? Would your characters have a conversation about this?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Axel, maybe not.
Jonor
just goes and talks to Axel, and Axel's just like, I don't know you. Jonor, have your conversation.
If Jonor came in, spoke to me about him, I would engage. It's just that I wouldn't initiate that. I would be more likely to be not drawing attention to it and just keeping an eye on him as I'm laying up against the corner of the wall, just watching him move about and listening to what he says.
It sounds like Jonor's initiating that conversation. So.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to go... I go up to both Killian and Axel as the healing is about to happen. Oh, look, I can probably give you a little bit of a healing here. And Killian, you've got that sorted? No worries then. Thank you very much for that. And I crouch down to Axel. Look, are you feeling okay? Do you need a little bit more health?
He just coughs blood as he goes to say something. He just splutters blood back out, and he's like, it's I've been in scrapes like that before, but I haven't seen it come so close for all my allies. Do you normally have such bloody scrapes?
This has been pretty close call. We got to be a bit more careful. We had with these the beings of this land, the leaders. We got to really tread carefully. Let's just get to that blood on your shirt there, and I cast both Prestidigitation and also Healing Hands from the Aasimar feet. So a little bit extra healing for him. And as I do that, sort of clean him up a little bit. I'll get some healing for him. Then I look over and see, blood. I sort of whisper to him, So, is he a bit more like canine like there? Is that normal, or is that something new?
I turn to Killian and I say, like, I think, am I right that was something to do with weirdness with the statue? And I don't know, he just got in a trance, and I've never seen that before. It was something here that's done this to him, I think.
It was a little bit of a blur. Sorry.
Which statue are you talking about? I wasn't in that room a lot of the time, and I can't glance around and see the statue there. What did it do?
A weakly point at the wolf statue. That one over there.
Do you want me to describe the statue again for you in detail, Jonor, just so you've got it fresh in your mind? Because it does sort of stand out.
No,
You got it?
Thomas knows it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just check it.
So he may have some sort of werewolf. Did he get bitten? And then I look for, there's a big bite on his shoulder there.
Yeah,
so.
badly scratched. But that has now healed. The flesh is closed over and it's already scarred, which is very unusual.
We can sort of, if we get to it early, we can address that werewolf bite, the curse. We've done it once before with, I think, a character, Maisie. So Axel, can you come up with me and just sort of gently introduce this topic of addressing the curse? I could possibly get rid of that if he wants it.
Yeah. He just grunts heavily like an old man getting up for the first time for the day after being comfy in a reclining chair. All right.
Here you go, both hands. Monkey grip, up you get.
All right. And he continues to hands on shield, like running his hands around it, muttering his words to repair his shield as he continues to walk with Jonor. And I think he just falls in step behind you and follows your lead.
Blood, that's you okay there, buddy?
Blood feel fine. Little scratched up, but not too bad. Why?
You're taking scratches and also giving scratches. That's something. Yeah.
Well, Blood looked at the statue, and Black Wolf come to him and promised power, and didn't seem bad. Blood liked Black Wolf, so let the Black Wolf take control. Now,
okay.
Black Wolf, and then I look down at my tattoo, and I'm assuming that there's maybe a little mark of a wolf on the tattoo now.
Around the base of the tree are now 2 wolves on the tattoo, now sitting at the base of the tree, howling up at the branches.
I mean, Blood think okay. They shrug.
So the bad wolf didn't touch you. It didn't bite you badly. It's okay. I can, if you have concerns about what changes could be going on, if you might be influenced, we can deal with this at the moment, but that's up to you.
I think Black Wolf just want to attack and hurt Sergei, like we all, like Blood and everyone does want to as well. So Blood let him do it. I think only fair.
Sure, that's what they want, but is that what you want?
Well, I mean, Blood yeah. I mean, Blood not happy with how things went down here. Those children. I think Blood think we do what we have to do, and Sergei no good, huh?
Well, I'd give you maybe 10 minutes before you've committed to your pathway, so give me a tap on the shoulder if you want to. I'd lean in and whisper into his ear, if you want me to remove you of that werewolf curse, lycanthropy, you have to speak to me soon.
Is it what is it curse? What is it? What is bad?
Well, that is subjective. Depends if you want to be transformed into a canine hound, driven by the moon. Part of the pack. It's up to you. It's not for me, but no going back.
Would kind of looks around and sort of scratches a little bit. Blood not sure if maybe turn into wolf. Wolf on the sea when Blood go home. Maybe not so good.
We'll give you a moment. We'll head outside and give me a tap if you need it.
Okay.
At that point, I give him a little tap on the shoulder and then return back to Axel and Killian. Just get him ready for a rest.
Perfect.
I think
Styx.
Styx, when Jonor goes over to deal with Blood's side of things, is going to not unaggressively, but certainly not about to start fighting, stalk up to Killian.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this makes sense. I am in prime position to be torn apart and have my guts spilled everywhere. Go ahead. Yeah, whatever, get it over with.
I will not kill you.
Yet.
I will not kill you.
Fast.
However, Killian, I have been friends with Tatiana for a long time. Your words were cruel.
Yes, I apologize. Spur of the moment, trying to goad Sergei. Words left my mouth before my brain connected to them.
Styx is still, he's standing right in front of Killian, but still slowly getting closer.
That checks out.
Oh. That's scary.
You are forgiven, but it is not forgotten.
That's fair.
I'm going to give him my last 5 points of lay on hands.
Very nice.
And turn and walk away.
That was the most intimidating heal I've ever had.
That's pretty scary. Yeah, not gonna lie.
Slap that cure and
I could.
I could do this.
I could if I wanted to.
You know, they say you should put something like scalding hot on like a big burn to sort of cauterize the wound. It's that sort of heal that I feel like I've just had.
Yes, very much so.
Very functional and not very nice.
Yeah. This is a cauterizing heal, not a I'm caring for you heal. Yeah, amazing. Anything else for any of you guys before we jump over with Tithla? Blood.
Blood is wondering about whether or not he wants the curse.
Yes,
And-
you do. So you do still have that choice. It's up to you whether or not you wanted to take that on board.
Yeah,
it's not so
I think,
much. Yeah.
Oh, you go.
No. I was going to say, you know that this is a deal that you've struck, but it was only temporary. In that moment, it was like Sergei is here. Everyone saw your pants, Jonor. That's hilarious. Excellent. In that moment, for podcast listeners, Jonor, how short are your shorts? Because I thought you were wearing white pants, but actually it looks like
Ready for exercise, these bad boys.
Whoa.
Airflow primed.
Primed airflow. Yeah.
Trousers are around his ankles because, on the toilet.
That's true. You can't be sitting on the toilet with your pants up. That's madness. That'd be weird. That would be weird if he was on the toilet right now with his pants up. To be honest, that would be weird.
That would be weird. Yeah, that would actually
That'd be
be stranger.
That'd be stranger. Blood. You know that the deal you struck with Lycagon.
Have your pants down.
We're fine, thanks. The deal you struck with Lycagon, Blood, was Sergei is here in your territory. He has taken over one of your wolves. He is posing a danger to the others. Deal with him right here, right now.
Yep.
Any further? The terms, it's hard to communicate. This creature doesn't speak your language, this entity. It's communicating in thoughts and feelings more than anything else. You know that it wants to kill Sergei. It wants to hunt Sergei. It wants to tear Sergei apart. And Strahd. Sergei more, though. The question is, how willing are you to work with this being?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's like a bit of empathy, perhaps, knowing that, like, I suppose, feeling like the group's intentions on defeating Sergei are aligned in a way, but I don't think that Blood is ready to just give himself over to this creature just yet.
And you felt that rage. I mean, you use rage, anger and rage in battle. You channel those. This is something else. There is madness within this fury. It is a berserker's rage, one which you have not experienced, one which probably has scared you a bit.
Yes. In that case, I think when the time comes, I'll come find Jonor and say, on second thought, Blood think you should maybe see if you can get rid of Curse.
Well, let's have a little look at this wound then. Is that okay? That's sort of that's patched up. Maybe we should get the healing curse removal first. All right, let's have a quick look at this one. Just drop this little bit of your clothing there. Okay, just stay still for a moment. And here we go. Just as I sort of lay my hand onto the surrounding wound, the gold rolls out the cloak sleeves and sort of pulses out through the fingers, following the lines of the veins and arteries, dive into the wound, and there's like a like fizzing of the darkness that would remain there, and it sort of expels itself out, seeping through the skin. As a 5th level curse wound is used, because that's the only remaining non-first level slot I've got.
Whoa!
So remove curse 5th level. You're gonna use for this.
That's
okay.
right. Stern and 5th.
Here's what happens. Just for argument's sake, can you roll me a spellcasting check? Just so that I can see.
But with a dice roll being involved with it, in laying in the background, just sort of go, "You got this, Jonor," and I will give Jonor my last bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Which is now a D8.
Hey.
Yeah, true.
Cool.
Yeah.
It'll be a 12.
Plus a D8, so roll a D8. Now that's the final result.
Yeah.
And remember, you've also got inspiration for if you wanted to re-roll it. You've got that option.
Good God.
That's a 1.
No, that's an inspiration right there.
Which one would you like to re-roll, the D20 or the D8?
The D20.
16. That takes up to a 17. Here's what you see happen. As soon as the magic, exactly as you described, Jonor, the magic begins to pulse down your fingertips, emerging from your sleeves, moving across your body, pulsing down your fingertips and pushing through the wound on Blood's shoulder. You watch as the flesh begins to glow for a moment. Blood, you feel this warmth, like sunlight pouring across your body as Jonor's magic begins to move through your flesh, through your blood, and through your veins. In this moment, as that magic pulses through you, for a moment you feel this confusion, this sense of hurt and not understanding what's happened, a sense of betrayal almost, Blood, and then a second later, the connection is severed. You watch as in a sudden moment, this gold light seeps through your tattoos, lighting them up, and as it reaches the 2 wolves, you watch as the 2 wolf tattoos burn away in the sunlight of Jonor's magic, and a moment later, are gone.
I'm sorry, Black Wolf. I am not ready yet to take your gift.
Jonor, the spell worked perfectly. There's no trace of the lycanthropy left in Blood's form. It's all gone.
Look,
lycanthropy.
That one felt okay to me.
Pronouncing that.
Look, I don't know what it feels like, but you're the best one to judge that.
Thank you, Jonor. That feels better, I think.
You're welcome. Just keep an eye on these little these wolves around us, and just a night for the next rest.
I think Blood think that is best. Yes.
Tithla, as you make your way towards the entrance of the cavern, accompanied by Iris in her wolf form, you move past the bodies of the wolves in front of you, keeping Iris distracted. I believe last session you said you would sort of make sure that she's not paying too much attention to those as you get out to the cavern entrance, out towards the cave mouth.
Yeah.
As you reach
don't look over there. Come over here. Come on.
You watch as Iris lets out a few concerned whines before slinking down in your shadow and moving very close to you, keeping the cold, wet nose pressed against your back, Tithla, not wanting to
Bow
look
drawn
down.
immediately, ready to shoot. anything that moves around.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Iris for a second. I was like,
Whoa.
Hey, finish him off, eh?
we got to get the XP. There's going to be an achievement here if we take them all
We
out.
need to level up.
Yeah. Just leveled up. As you get to the mouth of the cave, it's still quite light outside, as light as it has been in Barovia recently. The darkness that hangs heavy over these lands seems to almost never break. But as you move outside, you can see that the sun is possibly setting at this point. The gold light shining underneath the clouds, providing this sudden glimpse of the fading day's light. It's cool outside. The air is fresh. Outside of the stank of the cave, the fetid, stale air, the smell of rotting meat that you hadn't really quite realized how pervasive it was. As soon as you step out, you feel your nose clear, your head begin to lighten, the pressure that you've been feeling inside the cave begin to lighten. And as you take a big sigh and look up, you see an enormous eagle circling the top of the rock. Theo, as you look down, you see Tithla walk out with a wolf behind her.
With a bow pointed up at you.
Why would you just shoot random animals?
She hasn't shot yet.
What happened to you?
She said yeah.
3 days.
Been a big 3 days.
Technically 4. That's enough, right? 4 days. 3 days is too soon. 4 days is perfect time
4
to
days
shoot a
to
friend.
set a habit, right? That's what they say.
Right. That's what they say.
Well, yeah, I just tuck the wings in and just bomb it straight down towards Tithla.
Tithla, you watch as the eagle, seeing you, begins to dive bomb down towards you.
Tithla, let's lose one arrow.
Yeah, we knew how that was going to go, mate. Tithla, make a ranged attack. Theo, I believe your giant eagle has an AC of like 11 or 12?
Yeah, but this is 2024 rules.
You get to
AC's
add some
19
extra
now.
bullshit. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's right.
That's great.
So, sorry, what was that? AC?
19.
Okay, so a 26 hits.
No.
Oh, no.
Fine, I can do this. Yeah, it hits me.
Theo, as you dive bomb down, you watch as Tithla points the bow up towards you and in a
That's
fluid
damage,
motion
nice.
unleashes an arrow. The arrow seems to glow with this white crystalline energy for a moment before firing forwards, leaving a trail of ice behind it. Tithla, could I get you to jump into, or Jacob, could you jump into features and traits then back out again? We can't see your rolls coming through in rolls.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What was the
job.
damage?
The damage? You know what it is? I'm in the wrong browser. That's why. It was
That'll do
13
it.
damage plus another d6. Here, let me just hit a d6.
Yeah, just
I'm
do it
sorry,
separate. That'll be easy.
It's only a 1. So 14
14 points of damage as the arrow stabs into you, and you feel this cold begin to
And in all
emanate.
fairness, Tithla has 2 attacks, so she would let loose twice.
I'm gonna say there's 2 arrows,
wouldn't
not because they
half-ass
fly
this.
forward.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
of course.
that's how initiative works, but okay.
That's only a 15.
That misses.
That is not it. Regardless, that arrow hits, and the eagle is just going to crumple down dramatically, hit the ground, tumble towards Tithla as I revert back into my Theo form and just slide bloodied towards her feet. Why have you? Why? What did I do to you?
Tithla drops to the ground. Oh no!
I've done it again.
Oh no! That's not you.
I was just excited to see you. I was.
Oh no! I thought you'd left me and then the kids, and I but I was saving them.
Sanity check?
What are the odds?
Yes,
of Tithla making a
please.
sanity check?
Yes, please.
Pull the arrow out. Please take it.
That's a 17.
That's gonna be a pass. That's
It's unfortunate.
I didn't even lose any temporary hit points. Just stand back up and just dust myself. I was like, I suppose I probably should have announced myself before just bomb diving down. I can talk.
What are you doing? Why are you back here? You left us.
I said I was staying to help Sen with the defense of Barovia for a couple of days. I was always coming.
And then you come.
I was very explicit about the coming back to you. I could not have been clearer. Is that this was a very temporary thing. I will return to you as soon as I'm able to.
Are you gaslighting me?
I'm not gas. What gas? What gas do you light?
I
Gas is
heard
not
somebody
light.
say that. I heard somebody say that term earlier. I didn't know what it was.
Well, do not just say words around that you don't understand.
Well,
We've
that's
talked
why I
about
asked
this.
if that's what this was.
Well, you should be asking me what gaslighting is, and then you can work out.
What's
if it is.
gaslighting?
I don't know. What gas do you light?
Well, when you fart.
It's a party trick
Feel
your
a
dad
pop-up?
used to do, Tithla, on occasion to help like pass the time.
Well-
Yeah, he used to trick Mum into thinking. No.
No, I think you should finish that, Jacob. I think you should finish that. Raph's been cancelled. I think it's your turn now. Give me a reason to edit this, I dare you.
So yeah, are you back for real? Is this really you? And Tithla goes up and like tries to touch you, like.
Well, of course, I pat your little. Of course, I told you I would be back. Of course, I'll be back. I gave you a promise.
Yeah, well, no one else has ever come back, so
No one else has ever promised.
no one else that matters has ever come back.
Wow.
Tithla, I would never leave you. You are the most important thing to me.
Well, you did leave me, so, but you did come back, so that's something. Okay.
I cannot be next to you every second of every day, Tithla.
Well, I'm learning that. Okay, I didn't
Even back, where we were from, but
Yeah, even back home, Theo would often leave for
not every
days,
day.
sometimes weeks.
Yeah, but I had other people that were
And you have
around.
other people now. I was not leaving you alone. I left you with Jonor and Killian and Styx. I left you with friends.
Actually, that's a
I
good
had
point,
to-
Theo. As you look around, it's just this small wolf, this young wolf that's sort of cowering behind Tithla at this point. None of the others are there.
You found the wolf. What happened to Jacob?
Jacob's out playing decoy at the minute. I wrote her name down and I can't seem to find
Iris.
it. Yeah. Weird. This is Iris.
Sorry, I got you, buddy.
I turn on my speak with animals and have a chat with hello Iris. Are you
She's
okay?
actually a normal girl, but she's just been turned into a werewolf. So we've got to work that out.
Oh, she is a werewolf, or she is a wolf that you think is a normal person? 'Cause truthfully, with you, I think it could really go out the way here.
Look, that's kind of fair. She's actually a girl, and she's been turned into a werewolf. This is a werewolf den. See, Jacob's off playing decoy with a bunch of werewolves who are trying to attack it. You know what? And Tithla's going to spend a second to summon Jacob.
Yeah. As Jacob just jumps out of the mist that coils around your fingers for a moment, Tithla. Theo, Jacob has grown a little bit bigger. Jacob, now that you're level 10, Jacob has wings, yeah? Or am I a level early?
Jacob already had a fly speed. Tithla just can't ride him.
Just can't ride him yet. But I don't
he's
think Theo
flying.
has seen Jacob with the wings yet. So this will be the first time Theo has seen. Yeah.
Because he abandoned us.
Tough, but yeah.
But fair.
Theo, you can see, bat-like wings emerging from Jacob's back. Currently a red dragon, I believe. Red drake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Draco has gotten very impressive. You've done so well with him. I'm so proud of you. It's been such a short time, but
He hasn't learned
It
sea yet,
feels
though.
like it's been a long time.
you said she's been turned into a werewolf against her will. Would you like to fix that?
Yeah, along with. She's the only one left.
She's the only one left.
Yeah, and
So-
can we move away from the cave? She's.
Where is the others? Where are Jonor, Killian, and Styx?
They're dead.
Um,
Come on, we gotta go.
they're in the cave, but I just had to leave.
Do they need help?
No, they're fine. They're just hanging out.
Why did you have to leave?
I was just really sad. Okay, thanks.
As an
Okay.
aside, I think that's kind of bullshit that you were just so hardened to me there for leaving. You just pieced out of the cave and left your
Yeah.
homeboys.
Good point.
Are you sure? Like, what if they need our help?
Well,
Is there a
they were
friend?
just trying to have a real fun chat with Sergi.
We should never leave our.
No, but they're okay because we already dealt with all the bad peoples.
From inside the cave, you just hear, "Ow! Why does it burn?"
No, talking to Sergey. That is not safe. even if all's well, Sergei is still dangerous.
Yeah, but I killed him as well.
I don't think you killed him.
I killed the body that he was using.
Yeah, but that still leaves him.
Yeah, but he's not here. I tried. I couldn't find him.
Okay, come. Well, we have to go find our friends.
Okay.
And Tithla walks away from the way she came.
If you follow me in, I will fix Iris when we get back. I have new magics that I can take care of the lycanthropy. You just follow me in to help our friends, and then I will help your new friend. Can you do that for me?
No, but we'll stay out here. I can't go back in there.
And Tithla's like face goes deadly serious.
I can't go back.
Iris, what happens in there?
As you turn towards...
This is not like Tithla to abandon anyone.
As you turn towards the young wolf, you hear the voice of a young girl echoing through the connection. Is this your speech of beast and leaf? I believe. There's a furbolg you can speak with animals.
No, I'm no furbolg.
Oh yeah, why did I think you were third?
Telepathy, I think.
Having a moment there.
No, I've lost my telepathy now.
He's lost his telepathy. He's redone it.
I can actually just talk in Wild Shape now, but
yeah.
Oh wow.
No, I was just casting.
Druid 2024, like some nice
with animals.
Just cast speak with animals. Perfect. Yeah, as you cast speak with animals, this would activate for the whale for sure. As you turn towards her and begin speaking to her, Tithla, you hear Theo begin to make a series of grunts and whines, like a dog, just like out of nowhere, turning towards the young pup. You hear the voice of a young girl echoing through, the magic translating for you, Theo, as you speak to her. You can speak to me. I can understand you.
Yes, of course.
I'm Iris. What? Who are you? Are you a friend of this goblin?
Yes, I'm a friend of Tithla.
She's been really kind to me. My paw was hurt.
I understand you've been taken against your will, I assume? Turned into this wolf?
From a farm just outside Vallaki. I was snatched up while I was sleeping. They brought me back here. There were other kids, there were other children, but they're all gone now.
Do not fret. That sounds terrible, but I can fix you and I will ensure you get home. But why do you know why Tithla is not coming back inside the cave? Tithla I know would never leave our friends behind.
Because they're in there. The other kids, their bodies are in the entrance to the cave. They've all been... Please don't make me go back in there.
No, I would not make you go back. Oh, sorry. I understand. I will sort this out. Tithla, I have a very important job for you. You have to stay here and make sure Iris stays safe, yes?
You know, it's been a big 3 days. You don't need to treat me like a child.
Okay, I am sorry.
I killed those kids. I was trying to save them. I killed all of them.
They were wolves, I assume? Or
yeah,
did you just children?
But I did it.
There were wolves?
Yeah. They were, but it was still me. I still did it. I was the one that said we needed to come and save the kids, and then I killed the kids.
There's only so much you can do when something is trying to bite your throat out, Tithla. Yes, it is awful, but...
What about the 2 that I shot in the back?
If I have learnt anything, it's that you can never save everyone. All we can do is save the people we can. You've saved Iris. That's more than none. You've not killed all the children. Now, our friends are in there. They could be hurt. I'm going to go in there and make sure they are safe. I need you to protect this one so I can get it home safely and cured of its lycanthropy.
Okay.
And then you and I will have a long talk later about the general morality of murdering children in wolf form that are trying to kill you, whether their backs are turned or not.
I really don't want to.
No, but it'll be good for you. still a whole lot of general guardianships that I'm intending to do.
I'm not really sure what that means.
That means I feel a general sense of responsibility for you, and I cannot let you either be sad or do anything one moment.
Yep.
That really means a lot. Okay.
And with that, you watch as Theo
I'll
pats
go
you on the
and-
head, turns and walks into the cavern.
I'll go and do the fight. Okay, bye.
Back inside the cave, Styx, Jonor, Axel, Blood, and Killian. A few moments later, as you are inside the cavern, Zuleika turns towards you. You guys having done most of the healing, having a bit of a chat. Zuleika turns, having been speaking to a number of the other werewolves who begin moving away, leaving this cavern behind. Two of them pick up the large statue of the wolf rather reverently and begin to carry it outside the cave. It looks like they're getting ready to leave. As Zuleika walks over towards you, she clears her throat politely, not wanting to sort of disrupt your conversation before sort of... We're going to be taking off now. We're going to get the rest of our supplies together, make our way towards Mount Baratok. If you wanted to accompany us, you are welcome to, but the Mad Mage has been known to be hostile to people he deems as a threat, so we will be taking the guise of wolves from this point onwards.
Makes sense.
The name is earned. Yes, Mad Mage is right. I am sorry that I did not get to be the one to drive a knife to tear out Kirill's throat myself. But I am pleased that he is dead. Clearly, he had become some sort of puppet for Sergei. In more ways than one. So thank you for that, all of you. And Blood, your blessing from Mother Night. If you choose to embrace it, you are always welcome to come and join the pack. Same for the rest of you. If you wish to join, let me know. A simple bite is all it takes. You would be safe from Strahd, from Sergei. You could live with the rest of us. Our numbers are somewhat thinned now, so we would not say no to powerful fighters joining our cause. Your choice.
Cool.
I think that our cause is your cause, but I believe we may walk a slightly different path.
You're still committed to taking on Sergei then? You will go and face him and his brother Strahd.
The brothers will die.
In whatever way we can end this eternal feud is what would be best.
I would be lying if I said I did not wish for this. For both of them to be turned to dust, just like Kirill. If there is something that the werewolves can do to help. Do you know how to... No, you don't know how to help. Blood, when you if you persist with this gift of Mother Night, you have need of the werewolves. Let up a howl. I will come with those of whom are willing to fight against Strahd and Sergei.
Blood will try, but Blood no longer have gift. Blood.
You've turned your back on Mother Night's gift, but like Agon blessed you, why would you do this?
Blood was not ready to walk that path just yet.
Okay. I think you are wrong, but if you change your mind, I cannot guarantee that you will be able to turn now. If you have turned your back on her, she may not accept your blood. You may not be, may be impossible now to turn you if you change your mind on this.
Well, Blood will walk his path, and if path come across the Black Wolf again, then maybe we walk together. But for now, Blood walk his own way.
Okay. Well, in that case then, if you find some way to get a message to us, give us a time and a location to go to. If it is in the interests of killing Strahd and Sergei, we will be there. I will bring as many of my werewolves as I can.
Okay.
Another thing you can look out for is if you look west from here, there's on the hill in Kresk. If you see daylight strike this the chapel on the top, then go get a message from Vallaki. There'll be a message for you if it burns brightly. We may need you then.
If the clouds burn away above the chapel, the abbey
That's
up
right.
on the mountains. Yes.
That's right. That'll be our signal to you.
I will believe it when I see it, wizard. If I see that, then yes, we will race to Vallaki.
Well, we've seen lots of change there.
If you are gathering allies and people to help with your fight against the brothers, maybe it is worth trying to speak to the Mad Mage. When he first arrived, he tried to fight with Strahd. They battled over the castle. It was a close battle. Strahd was gifted in magic, but the Mad Mage held his own for some time. I'm not sure what happened, but it seemed like it was somewhat of a stalemate, or the Mad Mage was at least able to get away with his life and has been up on the mountain ever since. This was a number of years ago. Could be worth investigating. He's a powerful magic user, if not a little bit mad.
That was going to be a suggestion I was going to make, was that we travel to the Mad Mage and see if we can strike up some sort of alliance. Hopefully the Mad Mage doesn't turn out to be Sergei, because that would be...
The Mad Mage is not Sergei. No. The Mad Mage is not Sergei. Sergei is a lich hiding away in the tombs over towards the Ambra Temple. No, I have seen the Mad Mage. He is a wild figure. We have seen him a couple of times flying overhead occasionally. He flies up in the clouds and tries to cast this spell, some sort of doorway he tries to create with lights in the sky, joining stars together. It always fails. Sometimes looks like a giant clock, the face of it. No, he looks like
fascinating you described that.
Yeah, he looks like a Barovian man, a wild black hair, unkempt beard, and he looks nothing like the brothers, Strato Sergei.
Does that mean something, Jonor? You encountered this before?
The spell you described, I've seen that depicted on a page in this book I've picked up. I believe it was the Celestial Pathways. What's the name of this book? And I scurry through my inventory to find the book I collected from the Victor in Vallaki. So that one there. As a sign of good grace, please pass this to the Mad Mage and say...
We're not going to be speaking to the Mad Mage. We're going to be being wolves. We're going to look like wolves and we're going to pretend to be wolves. Mad Mage is mad. Like, we don't want him to know that we are there. He might be fine with us there one day, then the next day try and kill us. No. Our plan is to pretend to be just wolves. We are no threat to him if we are wolves.
That's a good point. Let me think if I can let him know I've got this book, because if he's trying to get out, this will be the way for him to get out.
There is a
pass. We could just go speak to him, Journal.
That's true. That's
and
true.
We can travel. We are heading in that direction. We can keep you safe from any other dangers that might be in the wilds on your way, at least until you get to the foothold of the mountain. It's only a half a day's walk from here. We are very close. To climb to the summit might take you the rest of the day, but the Mount Baratok is just beyond the edge of the woods. We are not far. We have an old den that we used there long ago. We are just going to be heading back there.
Styx, Axel, Killian?
I 100% want to go speak to the Mad Mage. I am curious, though, Axel... No, not Axel, sorry, Blood, you're no longer tied to the werewolves.
Jonor took care of that. Removed.
I would say,
connection.
Yeah, it's been removed. The connection is, I felt it has been severed.
Would it benefit us if one of us was part of the werewolves? All of you are all from the same place. You're all going to be looking to leave Barovia once all of this is done. I can't return to my home, so having somewhere that I can call home after all this is done seems... It's a light at the end of the tunnel for me, whereas before it was all just darkness.
Oh. You want to
That's
stay?
what you want.
Oh.
I will be staying in Barovia once everything finishes. I have no home to go to now, and before it was just... I had no plans of what to do once the threat of Sergei and Strahd were dealt with, but at least with maybe becoming part of the werewolf pack, at least I will have a family.
It's as you say this that Theo strides in through one of the side corridors. You watch as Zuleika turns and goes like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I am back. Hello." And then immediately goes, "Holy shit! You guys are so hurt? Ah, no good. Let me fix this." Clicks his fingers, and all of you begin to feel 29 points better. So you all gain 29 hit points.
Did Tithla miss out on this one as well?
Yes, she did, yes.
Starting to feel personal, guys.
As Theo casts Mass Cure
Theo
Wounds.
instantly comes back and outshines me in healing.
As he turns towards you and casts Mass Cure Wounds, you watch as this like green energy begins to coalesce around his hands as he closes his fist together and then unleashes it with almost like a flurry. Watch his little flower petals fly from his hands as you all begin to feel immediately better. As Theo turns towards you, Killian goes,
Tithla.
Not Tithla. Sorry, everyone but Tithla. Let me be really clear. Every single person, Styx, Jonor, Axel, Blood, Killian, all of you feel better.
Even Iris.
Even Iris feels better. Tithla, you feel worse, man. I
Way
don't know
worse.
how, but you do.
Oh, because he left her again.
Exactly. He has just left you to go inside once again. To be fair, though, this was your fault. You said, don't make me go in there. So, like, I feel like this is on you, man.
And he chose to leave.
He did say we need to go in and talk to the rest of the gang. Technically, you left the rest of the gang.
No, Tithla was stationary. He
No, you
literally
left the
walked-
cave. Everyone else was in the cave. You left the cave.
Oh,
Nice
damn.
try.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
Let's not miss that.
Yeah. As you say this, Killian, you watch as Theo unleashes this magic, then turns towards you and goes, excuse me, but I thought you were coming back to Nostea with us. There is a place for you in the Tempest Guild. Yes, but Nostea, we can find a way to get you back to your home. Maybe not from Barovia, but at least you have a better chance on Nostea. There is a place of mages not too far from Oxenfurt. They know all sorts of shit. Axel, you were... No, he doesn't know you yet. He sees Axel and Blood and goes like, oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
What are you?
Oh, this is Theo.
I am a satyr. You have not...
Oh, Theo. You've spoken of Theo before. This is your friend then?
Oui, I am Theo from Nostea.
Oh.
I thought you died. Kipper talks about you deserting her.
And said that you left and didn't come back. So
There is a town not too far from here that was in trouble. I offered to help them for a couple of days. It has been a couple of days.
Oh. Okay.
This makes sense.
Styx, looking radiant. Jonor, have you offered to buy any children since I last saw you? Good, keep it that way.
You know, I'm not gonna. Don't bite. Keep it. Control.
Killian, I thought we would bring you back to our place. Thought we were coming back for sleepover in Nostea, and we can find you another way to get you home from there. There is many powerful people. I know there's a university in Oxenfurt. People who know all sorts of nerdy book shit there.
And once the curse has been lifted here, I could probably just return to my home, but I have no home to return to. It's been too long and too many things have happened to me since I've been in Barovia, so one of which I'm surprised you didn't bring up when you saw me, but
Oh, your hand! Ooh, I look good with two.
Sorry, for the audio listeners, Killian waved.
He waved, yeah.
With said hand.
Yeah, that's right.
With said hand that he didn't have a couple of days ago.
You look good. Been busy a lot.
He's taken a little bit of a celestial route. Some of that goodness is also shared amongst, so I'm happy to share that.
Well, that
Killian and I
is
getting closer in
Andy.
ancestry. Wait, you haven't lost your humor, have you? Well,
Axel
I think we're
and Blood are good with boats. That's how we got here. Blood wanted to contribute to conversation.
Perfect timing to hand back over to Haz. Did you hear any of that, Haz, or should I give you a bit of a...
I just came back at Blue just wanted to join the conversation.
That's okay. Theo he's walked in, he's done his cure wounds. He came in right as Killian was saying, like, oh, look, if you need someone to be part of the werewolf pack, I guess I could stay in Barovia forever and be a werewolf pack member. And Theo just like walks in, does cure wounds, and goes like, I thought you were coming back to Nostea with us. We can like get you home. There's ways out of here. Like, what are you doing? And then introduced himself to Blood and Axel, who are both also from Nostea, and was basically like, there's a university full of nerds who know shit about like travel. Like, just come back to Nostea, you dipshit, was I think kind of what Theo was saying.
Yeah. What we had to
what
plan.
I just said.
Yeah. You're coming with us. Do not be foolish.
And we have an extra development.
Oh yeah, and Killian has his hand back as well. It's regrown, the other hand. Somehow. Yeah. Cool. That's new. He's got two hands again.
So
that happened just after I stabbed Jonor in the back. So
yeah,
Theo
no,
would
that's that one. Yeah,
oh, you were over
yeah.
there. Okay, cool.
Wait, Killian, you had one hand and you grew a second? What? I did not know this.
That's a long story, ancient history, even though it was only about a week ago. But it's something that we don't need to go over right now.
He had 3 hands, and then he lost the third one. So now he has 2 hands.
Whoa.
What? What?
Some of them do backstabbing, but that's a story for another time.
I do not know anything about you all. Blood is confused.
Blood,
we've only known each other for a day.
Yeah. Blood, you are a Meloran orc. Did we say that you were from obviously not from one of the floating cities, but I think we were kind of saying that your family had maybe come from Strahd, which is down near the Shattered Isles. Do you want to quickly roll for me an Arcana or a Nature check to see what you know about Satyrs? Because the Satyrs, most of their population is concentrated around the Shattered Isles.
Ooh, okay.
Which is basically like the Greek Isles, this part of the southern Shattered Isles archipelago.
A nature or a...
Nature or a... I reckon history. Nature or history?
What's in nature?
I believe. You got 29 for your hit point, for your cure wounds, Theo, by the way. Not bad.
Sweet. Yeah, not bad at all.
And Tithla, Jacob made a big fuss about being left out of yet another group healing session.
Tithla just is going to be surprised when everyone's looking real schmick.
Oh, you point blank refuse to come in. Like, what do you want?
That's exactly what I said.
There's no way to know.
Word for word what I said, mate. And then I made a handy
joke.
It's a shame.
Deliberately.
One thing I'd like to actually address, being as we're on the current topic of who's going where.
Now the adults are in the room.
Other than Tithla, with me coming to Nostea with you. Styx, what are you doing when all of this is done?
There is much to do. Why is it relevant? We may likely all die.
Blood does not like sound of that.
But thinking ahead, being optimistic about what's happening, what would your plan be if we all do survive? Do you want to leave this place or do you want to stay?
My original self, Soulless, was not created of this place. I was brought here, but I am created of this place. I know no other realm. I know only this darkness. What use is hope? We have much to do.
Hope is the fuel.
Has Styx gotten gloomier in the past, 4 days?
He's a Gloomforged. He seems to really be leaning into the first half of his name right now.
He's like Richmond from the IT crowd.
Hell yes.
We have to fight. We have to fight to make the place lighter. We have to fight for the light. Not. This is going to sound hypocritical coming from me, but not embrace the darkness.
I never said it was to be embraced, but it is the world we are in. The
That's why we're
brothers.
trying to leave this world. But shall we continue this philosophical debate out of the cave full of wolf corpses? Tithla is waiting outside.
There's a woman standing in front of you along with a few other werewolves standing behind her, just looking at you kind of open-mouthed. Theo, as you've walked in, immediately cast massive amounts of healing magic and started talking to people that she was in the middle of a conversation with. As you turn towards her and wave, you watch as she looks at you and goes like, "Who are you? What are you doing in here? You clearly know these people."
I'm Theodore Asa, Druid Extraordinaire, Master of
Zuleika.
the Revel, leader of this team.
Leader, we're cool. We're equal members of the Tempest Mentoring Guild. Thank you very much, Theo.
Equal members.
None of this. Sure. Yeah, literally. Yes. Yeah.
Jonor equal, but some are more equal than others, right?
Literally interpreted, yes.
Don't fall for the trap, Jonor. Don't. He's got you.
You're not there, Tithla. Be quiet.
Hook, line, and sinker. Okay. Well, I'm going to be gathering the rest of my wolves. We're going to be heading to the foothills of Mount Baratok. If you wanted to come with us, we can offer you protection up to the foothills, and then once you head up towards the summit, you're on your own, unfortunately. We can't protect you from the Mad Mage. But if you did wish to speak to him...
Well, perhaps, but I turn to, the more Jonor, Killian. Is this person safe? Can I speak freely around her, or should I be more guarded with what I've come to study?
She has recently proved herself to be an immediate ally, is what I would say.
I fucking hate Sergei. Strahd's a cunt too.
Oh, careful on that one, man. Keep that name to yourself.
We're safe inside the den. The Mother Night protects us, the spirit of the wolf. You can talk freely in here. There is no amount of divination magic that can penetrate these walls. We are safe within these.
Strahd, you're a wanker! Okay, well, yes, so that wanker is summoning an army of vampires born to his castle. This is what I've come to warn you about. They are preparing for battle. Whether that's for us, against Sergei, against the town of Valaki, who knows? But I figured you need to tell her. The other thing is, I think I worked out how to save Grina. But we have probably 1 or 2 days in which to do it.
Okay. I mean, we've got a lot to discuss, but that's pressing.
So, I mean, I don't know what you'd... I don't know who's his Blood and Axel are, but, I mean, they seem...
Oh, Theo, you immediately recognize Blood as a Meloran orc, clearly from Nostea. Axel looks to be a... you're a rock gnome, aren't you, Axel? Rock gnome? Yeah. Wearing colours very consistent with the Oxenfurt militia. They're clearly from Nostea, same as where you're from. Blood is a Meloran orc. He probably a sailor. You can't see his home city tattooed over his chest, but he has this enormous tattoo of a tree in its place, along with the normal Meloran orc tattoos showing off various deeds or things that he's done. They're from Nostea for sure. They're not adventurers that you were searching for, but in this moment, it's not inconceivable that other people have come looking for you lot. You've now been missing from Nostea for almost 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, that's 3 weeks our time too.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know how time works between the planes. That's a good point.
But yeah, so we have a window of opportunity. I don't know what you were planning after the wolf. I know we discussed the wolves with Strahd, and I think you've achieved this goal miraculously, done very well. But yeah, well, I mean, I know by proximity going to see the Mad Mage probably makes sense if we don't get evaporated, but if we are to save Grinner, we need to get back to the Abbey.
That's something exactly that the abbot would want to perform. This is the perfect example for him to, return a soul back to its body in this land. I'm sure he would endorse the opportunity.
Now, I could fly, but it would be helpful to have somebody with me if we could, or all of us. I think it'd be good to have all of us there if we could get there on time. But if time is of the essence, I can always.
So what you would have heard, Theo, information for you really quickly, you're only about half a day's walk away from the base of Mount Baratok to the summit. Again, maybe half a day to climb up to the summit. There's a path that goes all the way up to the top. From Kresk, from where you are here, we're talking about a 2-day journey if you were just going to bush bash through the forest. However, if you were going to head to Baratok and get the mage on side, you already know, Jonor knows that the mage, you were sort of hearing the end of this conversation. Jonor knows that the mage is performing some sort of teleportation magic and has been trying to get this sort of like teleportation gate, this arcane gateway, working in the skies above the mountain. So he's clearly proficient in some form of teleportation magic. Could be your fastest way back, potentially.
You would be interested in this book. This book we picked up from Victor, and I bring out the celestial travel book. I think this could be the missing pieces for him, perhaps. So, a favor. We go there, he takes us there.
He gets us to immediately. We save Grinner. Everybody wins. Okay.
How much time does your friend have?
10 days from when we last, when he died.
When did he die?
Probably about 7 or 8 days ago.
It's been about 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7 days ago. So, little bit of time, not too long.
What do you need to bring him back?
Well, we have to hope that the abbot kept his liver, and then that is what I need.
You think Abbott would keep body parts like that?
I 100% think Abbott would keep body parts like that. Oh, actually, old Abbott would have. New Abbott, maybe not. Who knows?
Okay.
Wait, didn't we burn part of the lab?
He's our only chance.
Perhaps we'd have to check. I mean, I think it's worth a shot, is it not?
Does it have to be like an actual piece of Grinner, or could it be something that Grinner owned?
I thought it'd be an actual piece.
I was going to say, because one of us has Grinner's journal.
Was it made of his skin?
Yeah.
Might have some of his hair in it.
Parchment?
Yeah, could be little skin flakes?
Yeah, he only gave you that journal after he was turned, remember? As well.
Yeah, it wasn't really the sort of thing Grinner would keep in life.
What do you think, Axel? You quiet.
I think whatever's going to get us out of here, we're just tagging along with you guys and finding a way out. I can hit things on the way and hopefully keep you safe so you can work this out. This isn't my kind of thing.
Same.
Well, I think
I was just thinking about what you were saying about hope in the light. And I just want you to remember, Jonor, that not everyone has blessings and bright lights to shine. Some of us aren't fueled by that hope. We can't have that hope. But we'll still do what we need to do.
Absolutely, they can all aspire to achieve the best. And, Killian has also turned that way, so it's hope for everyone. I want to believe that.
So we go Mad Mage and then teleport to your friend?
I think so. And look, if he can't teleport us, then I turn into a big eagle. I fly there. Hopefully Tithla doesn't shoot me, and then where we go?
Wait, what? Tithla shot you?
Yeah, she shot me down as I was flying in. It was honestly pretty rude. What happened to her? She seems a bit even more messed up than usual.
She has committed atrocities.
What? Why would she do this? She is not the kind to commit atrocities.
It was trick, I would think. So
they were unintentional atrocities.
Just slipped and fell into the genocide.
He slipped into my knife 10 times. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I have to fix that. I think I can fix the wolf girl he has with her, and then we should probably get her home too.
The wolf girl come with us then, unless she gets a safe way home.
You watch as Zuleika sort of pipes up at this point and goes like, if you have a way of turning one of the children back, you may do so. This should be a voluntary choice, a willing choice. We should not be turning people against their will. I will make sure that 2 of my number take her back home safely. If you turn her back, I will make sure that she is accompanied back to her farm by 2 of the werewolves. Now that I am pack leader, no, that is okay. It is the least we can do. We stole her and her many others from their home, our pack.
Yeah, not unacceptable. Kind of a douche move.
This is what Kirill did. The body you see burning on the pyre behind you, your goblin friend lit that. Your friends destroyed this werewolf. He was allied with Sergei and had become a monster. Killed my mate, Emil. Left me all alone. But we got him.
How long ago did Emil die?
A day or 2.
Do you have his body?
Yes, it is in a clearing not far from here. But he is a werewolf.
Bring it here.
Are you sure? You think you can do something about this?
Take this.
She immediately transforms into this large wolf hybrid and sprints out the cave mouth. Tithla, back at the entrance to the cave. A moment later, as you're sitting there, you watch as this enormous grey-furred wolf bursts free of the cavern and takes off at a full sprint into the forest right near you.
Tithla would recognize
Zuleika in her wolf form.
In that form.
Yeah.
But Tithla, get behind me! And she'd get her bow out ready to shoot inside the cave.
Yeah. Fair enough. I've got a question. Are werewolf technically undead?
Jonor's not there. I was going to ask Jonor a question. Styx.
Humanoid shape changer.
Real quick, if I can jump in, I've just been doing some maths while I was here. So it's been about 6 months since we last had Theo with us.
Yes.
In real time, game time. You said that's just shy of 4 days?
Be about 4 or 5 days, yeah.
Yeah, we'll say 4 days.
Yeah.
So if we take out sleep time, there's only the difference between hours played and in-game time. It's only about 6 hours difference.
In favor of the real time or the game time?
The game time.
Slightly more game time.
Yeah.
Slightly.
That checks out.
And yes, I've accounted for time off, for weeks off.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Wow.
We are 1-to-1 with benefits. Fucking hell. That's fantastic.
I have an idea.
Is it we don't piss fart around so much?
No, this is... you're not here, Tithla.
You're piss farting outside, mate.
Well, so, yeah, I can resurrect this lady's husband. I think that'd be a good deed. But between that and the healing I just did for you, I can't then turn the girl back into a human. Jonor, do you happen to have greater restoration by any chance?
I am absolutely shot.
I can assist.
You can assist?
Yes.
You can do.
I do not have restoration, but I do have some spells that may assist.
Okay, well, if you can fix the girl, I will fix her dead husband. We go see the mad mage. Zimzalabim, away we go.
Theodore.
Yes.
It is nice to see you.
It is nice to see you too.
All right.
I have an idea. I have this, and I pull out a diamond. Because I have a diamond for Revivify. Do you reckon there is a way, if we were all to, and Jonor, you'll probably be the person that would know this, being the most magically inclined out of all of us, is there a way for us to revive the children?
Ooh.
if we
So
all
that's,
pulled our magic together to do it.
So I've heard of maybe not my strain, but sorcerers. They rather than casting a spell once, they manage to repeat the casting. I haven't quite dabbled in myself, but look, I'll check through my scrolls and see if there's something of the sort. Maybe there's a way of sort of rather than one, split it between many. But with one's soul is not different between an adult and a child, but maybe less of the body. I'll have a look.
Oh.
Arcana check, I suppose, on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to need a lot of those golden gems you got, by the way.
I've only got the one, unfortunately, but if we can use it to save the children, I was waiting to use it to if one of us fell down, but I feel that saving these children would be a much better cause. No offense to any of us.
Well, I mean, save the children, yes, but I did just promise her that thing, and I probably should have read the spells that cost 1,000 gold in materials, so,
maybe
luckily
Jonor
Jonor just picked up a bunch of gold.
Yes, I saw as much.
250 gold, not a lot.
Plus 100 gold gems.
Yep, that takes us to 950.
And I have 200 on me.
Okay.
And
There's like
silver.
6 dead children.
Oh, more than that.
No, yes, I can fix this one chick. One chick's husband. I don't know, that's an 8 gold piece. Yeah.
Can we get a count on the dead?
You're outside being.
You don't know how many of those wolves are. You don't know, Tithla, at this point.
At least 6.
The best I can do is put a
Possibly. Some of them might just be wolves. You're not sure.
Excuse me, turning to one of the many werewolves that are with us. Could you please separate the dead from children to adults, please, and those who are just wolves?
You watch as one of the larger werewolves who's with you, still in his hybrid form, turns towards you, growls, and goes, "I don't answer to you."
Pretty please?
Pretty sure if I'm going to do this for your boss, she's really going to want you to do everything we said.
Maybe a persuasion check.
If I have to be the guy who tells her that I'm not going to resurrect her dead partner because you were not cooperative with us, well, then I don't think she's going to be very happy with you.
Maybe a persuasion check with advantage.
Are you sure you're not a bard, Theo?
18 and 12. We'll take the 18. Fine. Come to the mouth of the cave. I will get them ready.
Can you please be a bit nicer about it?
Please come to the mouth of the cave while I get them ready.
No, I'll take it. I will not push my luck here. But no, seriously, I've hit a problem. I really should have read this spell a bit more. So I promise this. I also need the same spell to save Grinner. So somehow we're going to have to come up with 2,000 gold in, 2 days.
I'm sure the abbot can help with the monetary value of the spell.
The wolves accumulated wealth.
Dogs can sell. If they're well-trained dogs, they sell for quite a lot.
No, not the dead ones.
The training of a dead dog doesn't really influence its value.
I don't know. That'd be impressive if a dead dog...
Yeah, to be honest, I think that'd be worth a lot of gold. If you said fetch and something happened other than just decomposition.
Down absolutely perfect.
Yikes.
They may have accumulated wealth whilst they have been here. It looks as though they have lived here for some time.
Did we, is it common knowledge that Jonor picked up a whole bunch of monetary value?
Oh, yeah.
I suspect Jonor probably picked up the material wealth they accumulated.
That was just off one body. That was just off one guy.
It has not checked cave yet.
Well, let's ask her when she comes back if she has roughly 1,000 GP worth of, technically speaking, rare oils, but, let's hand wave that for fun.
You could purchase those. There's places you can get that.
Yeah.
Valaki's one of them, for a start. Yeah. You know the priest, Father Donovich?
Donovich?
He might be able to
we
help
have
that.
we have the currency needed. Let's have a little bit of a dig around, I suppose.
We have not checked the cave properly. Only this room.
Well,
You can see the 12 remaining werewolves gathering up all the material supplies and beginning to pile them up out the front of the cave, getting ready to move and transport these things. As you make your way back towards the mouth of the cave, you can see that larger werewolf gathering together the bodies. There are 4 that he puts over to one side. The others he keeps away. Looks like only 4 bodies that he has set aside as being bodies of children.
Dear werewolf friend, what is your name?
I am Toru.
Toru? Do you happen to have anything of relatively high value lying around here that you've accumulated? You're wolves, you don't need gold or gems, yes?
We are werewolves, man and beast. Yes, there are items we have gathered of fallen outlanders.
Could we have those put into a nice neat pile as well, please?
What for?
Because when your boss comes back, I'm going to ask for them in order to fund the saving of her husband.
You can wait for the boss to come back then.
Well, just be brief. I'm pretty sure she's going to say yes.
They'll all be gathered together for transport anyway.
Okay, you're not going to lie. You're pretty rude.
You killed 3 of my friends.
I didn't. I literally just.
Your friends.
That was okay. Well, I'm sorry your friends got murdered. That sucks. You're right. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Stalks off back into the den on these large digitigrade paws.
Okay, so they're going to put the valuables out at the front. They've got the children corpses there. Shall we go meet Tithla and tell her... Oh, actually, before we tell Tithla there's some that we're trying to save the children, is there any actual way we can change... Okay, I have reincarnate. As far as I know, that's the only thing that's going to be able to bring these back. I think... Did the children die within the last minute? I don't think so. So Revivify is not going to work.
This is where Josh is going to try and stretch the rules.
Okay.
Just for the NPCs.
Okay.
Just for children.
Okay. I like how you're setting this up so that if I say no, I'm the bad guy. Nice. Thank you for that.
So they're only half people, really.
Yeah,
So actually, it's only half the time
person.
required for the spell to not work anymore. So
And half the
technically, 30
resources?
seconds have
No,
passed.
the spell's twice as effective. It's like a full dose of medicine for an adult. You need less for a child.
Yeah, like a half tablet.
Yeah, so really, one spell could do 2 children.
Well, what I'm looking to do...
I need that cigar
What I'm
house. Can
looking
you just pass it over?
What I'm looking to do is try and infuse my... And this is just for... I'm not going to try this against players. Infuse my healing word.
Okay.
My mass healing word, sorry.
Okay.
With Revivify.
And mass
Both of the others.
revivify.
Mass Revivify on the just the children.
Roll me a D100. There are consequences if you do not pass this check.
Okay.
Significant consequences.
I love you said you got to stretch a roll, then blended 2 spells that don't do anything like that. Skipped over the time limit. And then
It's not stretching a rule. That's blatantly. You're now calling out to your patron. We're going to see if your celestial patron is going to work with you on this one.
And I was also going to ask if I became a werewolf, would Lycagon help?
No, Lycagon would not help with this and cannot help with this.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
So low is good, yes, because I rolled under my level.
Like gold.
Divine.
No, D100s never work.
What you were hoping?
your
Yeah, we've got a bit of a. You do have inspiration if you'd like to re-roll that.
I'm looking for high numbers then. Yeah, so I will.
Yes.
49.
49. Okay, 8.
Can
You
I
would have
put
taken.
Can I give him my advantage?
You can't keep stacking advantages. That's not how D&D
But
works.
can I stack the advantage?
No, that's not. No.
Oh, but that's not how D&D works. But if I bought a blend healing word,
No, that's not how it works either. So if we had stuck with the 8, I'm going to
75,000 channel points. What does that get me?
nothing because this is the game you're currently playing in. If we were talking about any other stream, you'd be good to go.
Oh, and what happened to yes and, mate?
Yeah, here it is. Yes, the 8 was sufficient to have you suffer significantly awful problems. Anything under a 10 on a D100 actually would have had you dropping to 0 hit points as you try and use the weave, and it drains you of your life force. The fact that you've been allowed to re-roll this is very lucky for you.
Can I try and impose a disadvantage to cancel out that second roll?
It's too late now. It's too late now because you know the outcome. You know the outcome of the dice roll, so it is now too late.
What Jacob feels is just absurd.
Yeah. If you had called that out before I told you what the 8 meant, then yes, I would have allowed it. But because you already know the outcome, you can't know. Killian, it's very lucky that you re-rolled this. As you begin to summon this magic and try and cast the spell, you will not use the spell slot up. Your diamond, however, as you go and cast this, you watch as the diamond immediately turns to dust in your fingers as you feel the energy leave your body. And then suddenly there is this clamp on your magic, as if something has suddenly cut off your access to magic for a moment. There's a sense of fear, and then your magic returns, the spell having been cancelled, and you sense caution from your patron, this sense of caution that you were doing something exceptionally foolish, playing around with the weave in such a way. And if it had not stepped in, you watch as Killian holds aloft his gemstone, begins to say the words for mass healing word at the same time as occasionally throwing in words from the Revivify spell. You watch as he occasionally throws a few hand signs out from Revivify, and then the diamond turns to dust in his hands.
Did the kids come back to life?
No. No. But Killian's not dead. Which is a big plus.
I slap blood and say, let's see if we can find something useful here to carry out. Let's put our muscles to good use. And we just stalk to the back of the cave looking for something. I'm specifically looking for hopefully a heavy weapon that's been dropped by someone, or someone that they've killed and claimed. I want to see if there's anything like that can.
Yeah, 100%. As you move to the back of the cavern, you can see there's a makeshift armory with weapons. They're not many, but looks like stuff they've salvaged from adventurers or salvaged from people that they've killed. Do you want to roll me let's say that's an investigation check or perception, your choice.
Can I be assisting at this point as well?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Back at the front of the cave, a moment later, Tithla, you watch as the rest of your companions emerge with Theo. Not too long after that, you watch as Zuleika returns, carrying the body of her partner in her mouth, very, very gently, that she lays down on the floor in front of you, Theo, before transforming back.
Okay. Zuleika, I need two things. First, we need. This is going to sound a bit suspect, but we do need money to pull this off.
I know that powerful spells often require material components that are expensive. That is fine. What do you need?
Roughly 1,000 gold worth of rare oils.
Okay.
Cool.
What else do you need?
With the amount of magic I have left, I will not be able to right now return Iris. So I'll need you to take care of her, keep her safe.
She will be with the pack. She will be one of the pack until you either transform her back or if she chooses to stay.
Yes. I turn to Tithla and I am sorry. I did not expect to have to do this so soon. I swear to you, if it is your wish, I will return as soon as humanly possible or ghostly possible and turn you back into a person and get you back to your family. But there's someone here who, if I do not do this, they are dead. Right now, you are a wolf, but you are at least alive. Is it okay with you if I do this to save them and delay saving you?
You're still speaking. You've still got to speak with animals up. That's up for 10 minutes, I believe.
Yeah,
probably even longer. You watch as Iris sort of crouches down, looking up, and goes, Zuleika was always kind to me and the other kids. I trust her. Emil, her partner, that's the one you're bringing back, right?
Correct.
He was a bit scary, but he seemed to like the kids. He was furious when he found out that Kirill had abducted us. He said that it was
wrong that we'd been taken, that we hadn't had a choice in our transformation. He seemed like a good man, from what I know.
So do I have your blessing? If you say you cannot abide this, I will fix you, but I would like to save Emil. Zelenka has promised to keep you safe until I return.
I really want to go.
It could only be a few days.
I really want to go home, but if me going home now means that Emil is dead and Zuleika is sad, then I can wait.
You are a very brave girl. Your parents are blessed to have you, and the world will be better off with you in it. I promise I will save you. If this is your wish.
Yes, I want to go home to my family.
Okay.
And I don't think I can.
She looks down at her wolf-like body, still unable to transform back or transform into a hybrid form at the moment, Theo.
Okay. Then I will return in days, not weeks, not months, days to return you to as you were, and then I turn back to
What are you guys saying? What are you saying to her?
She has agreed to save this wolf's companion. The Zelenka will keep her safe. I will return in a couple of days to turn her back into a human and take her home.
What do you mean we're taking her home now?
No, she will stay here with Zelenka for a couple of days while we go to save Grinna.
What?
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot you were up inside. I
promised her only 2 minutes ago, because it's less than the 10 minutes for you to speak with animals. So only 2 minutes ago, I promised her that I would take her home right now.
Yeah, I just talked to her. I thought so as well, but I had to go in. I only have 2 spell slots that I can do this with. I used one to heal up all of our friends, which were badly injured and you had left inside. And I'll now have to use the other one to either turn her back into a human or to resurrect this person. I cannot do both. I have talked to the girl.
Yes, Iris?
Iris.
You don't even care about her.
I talked to Iris. She is
that was an unfortunate name to get there, mate. That was unfortunate.
To remain as a wolf for a couple of days so I can save Emil, and then I will take her home.
Okay,
this is her decision, not yours.
So, okay, 2 things. You said you're going to save Grinna. Okay, he's dead and already working for old mate.
Yep.
Tithla looks at where the border of the cave is.
You guys are outside the cave right now. Yeah.
Yes. Old mate. And what about the families that I promised this morning that I was going to find their children, and then I killed them? I need to go and tell them that they're not here, that they're never coming home.
Yes, and we will do that when we return Iris
Tithla.
to the family.
Theo just said he was going to bring back this person from the dead.
Yeah, I feel like Tithla's like Jacob and just didn't quite...
Hadn't realised that. Cool, carry on then. Just thought you would have known. Yeah.
So this is what I will do. Jonor, you have something to
yes,
add to
Jonor.
this discussion?
With your hand?
How would the searching of my scrolls for possibly doing twin casting of Revivify? Yeah.
Reincarnate.
Reincarnate. Roll
For
26 on that.
Okay, and we also should get to, what was it? Axel rolling a 21 for examining the rear of the cave. We'll get to that, Axel. Yeah, there are a number of very large weapons there. If you're looking for something very large, a halberd and a great axe are both at the back of the cave, along with some spears, a few hand axes, some short swords, as well as a bastard sword, a hand and a half, which would be a long sword with versatile. Yeah, Jonor, 26. In terms of...
I do want to add, so I've just acquired the ability to read any language with greater comprehension as my third eye as being a diviner. So if there's subscript where I haven't yet been able to understand it, gonna start reading the unread sections. So...
And this is in the book that you got from Victor Valakovich, yeah? This is what you're looking through.
That's the teleportation one. I'm going for anything... Oh, this is for which one. That's the only special book I've got. Anything on medicine or twin casting of spells, the nature of arcana.
You know, Jonor, that sorcerers can draw upon this strange innate connection they have to the weave. Wizards, their magic comes from understanding, from learning. Sorcerers, it comes from potentially a bloodline, potentially from a exposure to an item, something like that. But sorcerers, their grasp of the weave is bizarre. They don't have the versatility and the speciality that wizards do, but they can make the weave work in ways that wizards can't, simply because wizards have to understand how something works. Sorcerers just go, I want to do this, and make a fireball, but like they don't do it the right way, so they like burn off all their ass hair when they do it each time, or so they like get a small red spot from their bodies. They draw the heat from themselves. Like sorcerers, it's always this bizarre, like very much like ad hoc creation of magic, whereas wizards, you're understanding the weave, you're tuning it and making it work for you. In terms of doing a twin spell, even with a 26, you're not quite sure how sorcerers do this. From a theoretical standpoint, you understand it, but how you would then be able to do it without being able to bend the weave to your will and spend those sorcery points, it's going to be tricky. But with a 26, you know that there is an exceptionally powerful healer, the abbot, who has a connection to the divine. He is a deva, a divine messenger of the gods. 100% would be able to do the things that you're trying to do. Particularly if you were able to lend some of your power to him. If you were able to lend some of your power to the abbot, sacrifice some spell slots to him, this would be very, very easy for him to accomplish. This
lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
When we visit the abbot, he'll be able to assist with this returning of these children. Ideally, he'll possess the ability to do it. I'm sure of it.
Okay, so we just carry 4 wolf corpses with us up the mountain.
Well, Theo, you know that you only need a scrap of flesh.
Oh, that's even grimmer.
Just saying. You know how the spell works. Like if you were to take a tuft of fur or something else.
Oh, it's just a piece of their body. I don't think a tuft of fur really.
Tuft of fur's not going to quite cut it. You're going to have to take an ear or the tail or a tooth. A tooth would work.
Cut it. You can't say that wouldn't cut it. That's not.
A tooth would do. You could do a tooth. Take a wolf tooth from each one.
Okay.
Question is, would it bring them back as a wolf or a person, though?
Yeah. Brilliant question.
Questions for the abbot.
So all we can do is take a bit of them, okay, team Jonor, if what you said is true, we're going to need a bit of each of these corpses.
It's really dark.
We can lug up all 4 of them up the mountain.
Okay.
Or we can cut out a chunk of them all and bring that instead. It's a bit fucked, but it's easy.
No.
Or gesture to the pack of werewolves that are around us.
They will not take us all the way to the Mad Mage. They'll take us to the base of the mountain.
Well, some of them are going towards where the Mad Mage
Yes, they'll take us to the base of the mountain, yes, but not up to the mage himself.
But Zelenka said that she would send 2 of them off to send Irish back home. If that's now not happening for a couple of days, maybe those 2 could take the bodies to the abbot.
I can organize that.
To the abbot.
I can do that. I can
direct abbot?
We can organize that. I can have 2 of my wolves take it to Kresk. I will be careful about sending them into the borders of the abbey, unless there is some message.
If we think about this logically, a bunch of werewolves rocking up and dropping a bunch of wolf pup corpses at the front of Kresk is probably not going to go down so good.
We can keep them in human form. They can arrive in human form. It's just they will need a message to tell to this abbot or your friends there to know that they are... I mean, it will take us at least a day or 2 to get there. If you head up to the Mad Mage and you get there before us, you will be there before you.
Okay.
If you can fly.
Pull out my parchment and write a message from the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Please assist with the preservation of the 4 children for us to return in a day. Expect the Tempest Adventuring Guild.
Jonor, I'm going to add one more thing for your Arcana check. You would also know that there is a spell called Gentle Repose, which prevents bodies from decomposing and locks in a time and date, pushes out that time that you can cast those spells from. Again, Gentle Repose is a spell the abbot would probably have access to.
For sure. please maintain the state of these children.
Locks in that freshness. Holy fucking shit, chat. What the fuck is wrong with you? I love it. Locks in that freshness is very spot on.
All right. So, Selenka,
I'm sorry. So to be clear, what's going to happen is this one child that's left has to stay as a werewolf when she was forcibly turned for another unknown amount of days, while other werewolves take the corpses of children to a place where we're not going to go, when the only reason we're here is to try and save these children. And we're going to go, cool, let's go somewhere else. Is that what's happening?
Not at all. We're going to Kresk. We're going to the Abbey just via the Mad Mage because it'll be faster for us to get there.
Okay, so yeah, that is what's happening.
Okay, your options are save no children because you murdered them all, or save all the children and we do it this way. Which would you prefer? Because right now you're starting to get on my nerves.
You're right. You're right. This is my fault.
Can I?
It's not your
kneel
fault.
down?
Stop being part of the solution instead of the problem.
I'm the problem, and this is my fault. You're right.
So, do you want to save the children? Do you want to save Iris?
Theo,
Do you want to save everyone?
take a moment there. Take a moment there.
Sorry, I've been up for 4 days straight killing undead. And while I had a lovely time with Sen, it was not all sunshine and roses. I am thoroughly exhausted. I do not have time to feel bad about whether or not we are going with the corpses to Kresk. We are trying to save everyone here. If Tithla, if you have a better idea on how to actually save these children, by all means, speak up.
I go to Tithla and arm around her and suggest to turn and walk further away. Tithla, just ignore these words. This is a rough time. I know you're strong. You can keep this together.
I would just like half shrugs and just I think she goes and walks into the cave and sits and puts her back against the wall, staring at the bodies lying on the ground that she's done.
I'd like to follow Tithla in and kneel down next to her.
What we have come here for was not to save children. It was to save them all. You cannot look at this from such a narrow perspective. If we do not do as Theo has suggested, many more lives will be lost for nothing. Yes, there are some who have died. We will do all we can to rectify mistakes made. However, there are greater things at stake than the deaths of a few innocents.
That's I think that's easier to say when they weren't your mistakes.
I have made many mistakes. Yet here I am, reforged, but not yet whole. You are also not whole, but you can be reforged. Grow, Tithla. There is no other way but death.
Okay. I'll try. I think, that I don't know. I'm new to the. I don't like it. I said I would do it, and now I'm not gonna do it. That's not right.
It will still be done, just on a greater timeline. Never forget, the path you walk is one of death. There are no other ways when it comes to war.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I need to learn that we're in a war right now. We're not on a hunt.
But Tithla,
Yeah.
do not harden your heart. It is your redeeming quality.
Styx stands up and leaves.
Theo pokes his head in. I'm sorry, little one. I spoke too harshly, but we are doing the only thing we know how to save them. We will save them, but we just have to take this. This is the fastest way to save them. I'm sorry I spoke harshly. It is not your fault that they are dead, even if you pulled the string.
Tithla looked.
I know you. I know you very well. You would not kill anything that did not need to die.
As
you have a
as
heart
you
of
say
gold.
that, Tithla looks you dead in the eyes. She says,
I promised I was gonna kill him, and I meant it. He'll die.
Sergey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he will die. But Zillich, they are harder to kill than you might think. This we must do together, and we cannot do that if we are fighting. So I am sorry. I spoke too harshly. You are a good soul, and you mean the best. Now, if you come back outside, I can show you how to revive someone from beyond the grave. It's pretty cool.
I think I need to be here for a moment. I need to accept what I've done, and then we can go.
Okay, well, it'll take an hour, so the cool shit will be going on for quite some time.
Okay, I'll come out in a minute.
All right, you're real pat on that. You were good. If you want to ride up the mountain on my bear form, we can do that later.
That's okay. I've got Jacob now.
I feel somewhat replaced. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you did abandon us. So.
Not going to bring up the fact that you were outside the cave when I arrived.
As you head back outside, just knowing there are some battles that are worth fighting and some which are not. As you head back outside,
that's all I can do.
Styx, Jonor, Axel, Blood, Killian, Theo. Is there anything else you guys would do? Otherwise, there's one more thing I'm going to do with Tithla before we wrap up for tonight.
Can we finish off the search for weapons? I think you said that there was a few things there. I just wanted to say on that, I think that the halberd that was there, I think just in my mind, I'm thinking about what will become what I need. And so maybe there's a broken halberd there and I break off, a broken polearm off that and just say to Blood, this might help us. Is there anything else here that you might need? Like, I think we can make some armaments, some tools for us to fight. Is there anything here that you see? Are you happy with your great weapon?
I think Blood think he is okay, but maybe take some of those spears, some javelins. You might need to strike from a distance.
Three javelins, 2 or 3 hand axes. So
yeah. Do you think you could carry this for me? And I kind of like whilst I can carry all these things physically, strength-wise, I'm just thinking about my proportions of stacking a huge halberd, headpiece, and all of these other things that I've got on me. I'm like, maybe we can work more as a team. Sometimes you can throw these to me and we can fight side by side.
Is okay. Blood can carry.
Yeah.
Just very easily just attach it to my back.
Yeah. Thank you.
You just let me know, Axel. Give to you.
Can I just finish off there, I just wanted to say that as we're kind of like chit-chatting and doing this, I think part of me is trying to not pay attention to what is happening in the cave. The conversation about splitting spells, the breaking of magic to try and resurrect the kids, the conversation and the ethical dilemma about whether we should save this person now or something like that. And then Tithla obviously storms in and sits down somewhere, I guess, around the corner. And I think for a moment, midway through arming this stuff up, Axel freezes up and tunes in and listens into that conversation. And as Styx is saying what they're saying about the big picture and owning the mistakes, I think it would be clear to Blood that Axel's in a full focus, disappearing somewhere else, and chills run up his arm. And he kind of grabs at his chest, kind of there's something under there, and he adjusts his necklace in his piece that sits beneath his clothing. And he takes a long, deep breath, and he just turns to Blood and he says, "We're going to keep going. We can do this.
We will get out of here, Axel.
We can do this. We need to.
The night is dark, but there is light. Blood sees that now. We will help these people and get back to where we come from.
We need to get home."
Perfect. We will wrap up tonight with Tithla back in the cave as everyone leaves you, giving you a bit of space, Tithla, in this moment. Not literally everyone leaving you, people just giving you a bit of space in this moment.
Is someone with me?
Yeah, as you are sitting there. A moment later, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and as you look up, you're expecting to see Theo again, maybe Jonor, possibly even Killian, Blood, or Axel.
I think she'd sort of mutter, "It's okay, Theo." As she goes to turn around and look.
As you look up, you see the familiar figure of Strahd standing there, not even bothering with the disguise anymore of the hunter.
Holy shit.
As he stands there, dressed in his armor, cloak wrapped around him, placing a hand on your shoulder. As you look up, you watch as he looks down and gives you a very pitying look, Tithla. "Oh dear, Tithla. Sergei really caused some damage with this one, didn't he?"
The fight between you and him shouldn't extend out to everyone else.
I agree. It is time to end this. It has gone on far too long. Too many innocent lives have been taken. Too much blood has been spilled. Do you see now? Do you see now why we have to kill him? Why he has to die?
And why not you?
Me? I look over these people, Tithla. I look after them.
No, you look down on them. That's different.
You really think so?
What?
You think it cannot be both? Only one who is higher can look out and over people to keep them safe, to know what is best for them when they do not.
To know what somebody needs, you have to be a part of them. You can't keep yourself separate and think you know what's best.
You are young, Tithla. You
and
do
you
not
are
yet
very
understand.
old.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I see you need some time. We will talk again soon.
Tithla reaches back and grabs the bow that was from Strahd and pushes it into his chest.
As you do, it goes right through him. As he sort of curls, the mist forming around, you watch as he solidifies, reaches forward and picks up the bow a moment later. You no longer need this.
I don't want anything from you. This is all your fault as well. As much as it is mine and as much as it is your brother's.
To say that now.
We're not leaving here alive, okay? None of us are.
You don't think so? My plan is to get all of you out of here. As many of you that live, once we have defeated Sergei. That was our agreement, Tithla.
I was
You can trust
told-
me to honor my word.
There's one thing that my friends have told me, made very clear, is that you don't say a lot of things. You say things, but you also leave things out.
Of course. People are not always ready to hear the truth.
Then what
Are
is
you-
the truth?
The truth that Sergei has to die. That I will make sure that you are given safe passage from these lands when that is done. That I am almost ready to strike. That your turning of the werewolves against him is the final step. The balance of power has been shifted now. Your companion Grinner has been doing excellent work back at Barovia, keeping the undead away, along with Theo, the other one, the other outlander. Sergei's attention was fixed elsewhere. We are ready to strike. Why do you not bring your friends to join me outside the Amber Temple? And we will finally purge 2 days from now. 3 at most. That is the time I will need to get my forces ready outside his location. After that, we are ready to strike. Don't be
Could be.
late.
You may not want us there if we are there. Know that.
What? Are you telling me I can't trust you, Tithla?
You can trust me. I'm not lying.
Why would I not want you there? Surely you are not tempted by Sergei's honeyed words.
I don't think a lot. I don't think that's a big surprise. But what I do know is that you two brothers, you're bad. You're bad people. You try and do bad things. I did bad things, but I was trying to do good things. You do it for the fun of it.
I do what is necessary. Nothing more. Nothing less.
If you tell yourself that every day, then maybe you'll believe it.
Think on
Goodbye.
Tithla walks out.
it. As you turn back, figure is gone. The mist dispersing, leaving behind the outline of a tall man wearing armor. And that is where we'll wrap up for tonight. Now, we have some options available to us. Haz, if you are able to join us next week as well, we would love to have you keep rejoining us for the time being. We can see where you guys want to head next. We don't have to talk about that now. If you guys want to head to Mount Baratok and talk to the Mermaid, if you want to make your way back to the Abbey. But I've now got a lot of different ways, so if any characters need to take a pause or anything, I think we've got a really good crossroads that I can use to bring people in and out.
Tithla would basically tell everyone that. We can go through that next session, but
perfect.
So that everyone doesn't have to forget that happened. Tithla would
Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell us the last time you saw him.
Yeah, but as opposed to every other time you've had private conversations.
Things
with
have
us.
changed. Things have changed.
No one ever asked. Hey, don't look at Tithla. Jonor's the one that's got 700 things that he hasn't told everyone about.
I've like one, thanks. It's the hag.
It's a pretty
big
big
old
thing.
swamp hag.
To be fair, that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
What happened with the
One thing that, I think one
Nothing
thing
yet.
that Killian would do. I think one thing that Killian would do would be that after the whole failing of the spell thing happened, he'd be looking over the bodies the entire time, and there's some words that are sort of going over in his head that Madame Ava said to him, and in his head he would be thinking, "Dark powers, are you there?"
Oh, we're getting to that next session. No. That is a next session conversation.
Oh, dear.
You're already giving the forks to the celestial patron.
Here's the thing,
There's
Killian.
something Madame Ava said in a session that I don't think you were here for about
The dark powers speak to those, offer those who have done great evil. Has Killian done great evil yet? Not really.
He's done at least moderate to
Tithla
medium
can
evil.
talk.
Yeah, Tithla might be able to. Awesome. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you all next session for more goodness. Unfortunately, we don't have an Avatar Legends session tomorrow night. I should have mentioned that at the very beginning. I'll post it in the Discord. I've got an education item I need to go to as part of the new job. I know first week they've got me missing a stream already. Not great, but I promise it's not going to be a common occurrence. It's a very, very rare occurrence. Just a bad luck timing situation. But we will be back hopefully for Return of the Giants. They might need me the Wednesday night too. I'll keep you posted. I'll only know until the Tuesday night, unfortunately. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for coming and joining us once again, Haz. It has been a pleasure and a delight to have you back. Cannot wait to have you join us once more. But no pressure. Let us know how you're traveling. Let us know how you're traveling. But from all of us here tonight, thank you so much. We are going to rock and roll. Those of you watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We are going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel. I was about to take us into Corsair's Cove, but they've just gone on break. So instead, we will go and raid... let's go and raid Critnimis, who are doing their own Curse of Strahd. That's right. Let's get some more Curse of Strahd. Let me load up that raid. We will see you all very, very shortly. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and see you guys all again soon. See you next time, everybody. Bye!
Bye.
And thank you for joining us for 100 episodes. Mwah.